There is no mountain anywhere. A man's ignorance is his mountain. This is not about a mountain. It's about situations that look like mountains. And David said unto him, how wast thou not afraid to stretch forth thine hand to destroy the Lord's anointed? And David called one of the young men and said, go near and fall upon him. And he smote him and he died. And David said unto him, thy blood be upon thy head, for thy mouth hath testified against thee, saying, I have slain the Lord's anointed. And David lamented with his lamentation over Saul and over Jonathan his son. Also he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher, the beauty of Israel is slain upon the high places. How are the mighty fallen? Remain there. Notice what it says. It says there was a problem. We were destroyed in a certain location. Don't tell it to the people in Gath. Publish it not in the streets of Ashkelon. Lest the daughters of the Philistines rejoice. Lest the daughters of the uncircumcised. So verse number 19 is talking about how Israel was destroyed. They were fighting battles and they were beaten behind the mountain of Gilboa. But I want you to understand that the prophet doesn't speak to the soldiers that failed the war. No. His problem is not with the soldiers. His problem is not with the commanders or the generals that fought the war and failed. He says, please don't tell the people, verse number 20, don't tell the people in Gath how we were beaten. Don't publish it even in Ashkelon. They will laugh at us, these Philistines who are uncircumcised. So what does he do to correct what happened when they lost? Look at what he fights. You mountain of Gilboa. The prophet begins to fight a physical mountain. No. When last did you speak to a mountain? When last did you speak to the soil? When last did you speak to trees? Your Christianity is half-baked. You're practicing a shortened Christianity. Witches understand you can talk to the river. But Christians, it's all fake tongues. Move up and down and there is nothing to show for it. And yet the man here as a prophet, he banishes rain and dew. In other words, he's saying we will not offer any sacrifices on that mountain anymore. Why? Neither be there no rain upon you. He's saying rain will not come. Rain would be around a mountain like this. There the shield of the mighty. There the shield of the mighty is vilely cast away. And the shield of Saul as though he had not been anointed with oil. What he is saying is, you mountains, when you saw Israel was losing, you should have defended them with your rocks. Now we were beaten as human beings. You should have looked at the anointing that was upon Saul. Even your rocks should have responded. Your trees should have responded. The soil should have responded. I speak to somebody here that every mountain understands you are anointed. There are mountains of politics, mountains of finances, mountains of families. Your family can be a mountain. Farming can be a mountain. Political careers can be mountains. You feel like you can no longer be an MP. You can't be an MP. You can't be a member of parliament. You can't be a governor. You can't be a minister. You can't be a president. Because in your head, it's a mountain. Some of you are completely just married because you don't have money. The day we give you a little bit of money, have you not noticed that most people that are rich, even in your towns now, and they're driving the big cars, it's either they are on their second marriage or they are not married at all. Why? Because it was a mountain that they didn't know they can conquer without a man. So they needed a man to conquer the financial mountain. But I have results here by God that prove to me that you can have that mountain of finances. You can take over the mountain of finances without a man, without a woman, without anything. And your relationship with your boyfriend, your man, your woman is simply based on, I need a relationship. Hear this. So the word El Shaddai, if you change from etymology, the way the building blocks of that word, Shadu, Shaddai, Shadu, means the mountain. It means God who is a mountain. That's why he says, I own a cattle on 1,000 hills. What is he saying? He's saying, I own the hills. If your cow trespasses, it's mine. Maybe you didn't get what I just said now. May somebody's money trespass. What is the mountain? Can it be the mountain? Dr. Paul Brandt was around, the place of India. And he had his mother. His mother fell and broke a hip. Are you hearing this? Broke a hip. And the villagers took these sticks, put him in something like a stretcher, a makeshift stretcher, and carried her to the house. But on the way, miles and miles away, on the way, it was bumpy as the carriage was going. So she broke more bones on the way. She got to the location and she was a preacher. And as a preacher, she faced now a mountain. She cannot travel to minister where she was supposed to minister. So in the house, she would take 2 sticks and hop from one location to cook for herself, to prepare food for, until the son came and said, Mama, you need to rest. She said, I cannot rest. And I still need to preach. He said, how are you going to preach? And she called 2 villagers to find a rope, carried her on a stretcher against a rock, and they tie her to a rock. No movement. The legs not stepping on the ground. And she would preach for hours tied to a rock. No mountain could stop her love for Jesus. Yes, we can argue that she needed healing. We can argue that. But the reality is, though she was not receiving a healing, she said, my mountain is now preaching with all my body intact. I need somebody to tie me to a rock. As long as I preach it, I'm okay. I can preach it on the mountain, preach it in the valley, preach him broke, preach him everywhere, preach him depressed, constant in season and out of season. A mountain became a testimony. What is your mountain? Most mountains that you think are your mountains are based on how you look at someone and say, this one's life is moving well. You're blaming yourself and blaming what you did in the past. That you're thinking this is the reason why you don't have a child. And you're so angry because that's your mountain. But do you realize that it became a mountain because you saw 2 people that actually have 2 sons? And while they are holding their 2 sons like this, one is gay. And another one is trying to figure out whether they are there or not yet. The reason why you are troubled about tomorrow, today, is because you are also thinking of tomorrow. You have borrowed the problems of tomorrow and put them in today. If I give you 200 now, you will not suffer. $200. The suffering will be, what am I going to do tomorrow if I have only 200? If I give you $10 now, you will think a loaf of bread and this will do it. But tomorrow. So you are borrowing the worries of tomorrow and they become a mountain. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. I'm here to announce that the longest recorded storm on earth was only 28 days. Why is your storm taking 3 months? Some of these things you are overthinking your mountain. You are taking this thing and borrowing next year's problems to today. So you are posting it to your day and start experiencing it. How will my children survive? I don't know how my children will survive. Listen to me. We are all like you. Even when we get millions, we are still like you. Because those millions, we use them. And we get to a point where we are left with 0 in the account. Just like you. But yes, we can sell here and there so that we can have liquidity. But the reality is, we are just like you. But like you at a higher level. So while you might lack 20,000 or $20, I might lack 20 billion. So imagine on zero, and I'm thinking, what if all my businesses don't work? How will I take care of my children? But I've learned something. Tomorrow is the one anointed to worry, not me. I'm not anointed to worry. I walk wherever I walk with a straight head, straight shoulders, and I square my shoulders and I walk. I make a big entrance side. Wherever I am, it doesn't matter, there is no dollar. I'll make a big entrance. And when I get in, you will give me. I went with my brother here, Evangelist Lee. I went with him to our rural areas. We decided, let's go to the rural areas where our father comes from. Just drove at night with my team. Turned around in the dark. I think it was around 1 or 12 midnight. Yeah. In the dark. There is no house nearby. It's just a road. We turned. We did a turn like this. Went back. In the dark. No house. No one saw us. Following day, we went to Uebert. As we got there, one of the businessmen, they came, and as he was talking to us, and he said, can I talk to you? You know, Papa, I want to talk to you about something. There are 2 people that have been sent by the MP of the location you went to yesterday. I said it was at night, around 12 midnight.
Yes, sir.
Nobody saw it. So he was asking if it's possible for me to negotiate with you. Please don't take his position. I'm a presidential envoy and ambassador. Like, that's bigger than a member of parliament. Why would I want to demote myself? But he is thinking, this is your position and you take mine as well. Hey. Just imagine somebody afraid of their own position, that they are willing to negotiate just by driving past his constituents. We are not taking mountains. We are the mountains.
Yes, sir.
Somebody here under the influence of my voice, you are the mountain. I have no ambition to be in the military. I'm already a major in the military of God. There is no ambition anywhere. But our positions, when we get there, they know mountains are going down. Give me this mountain. Can I have 2 of you saying, give me this mountain? 1,000 of you saying, give me this mountain. 2,000 of you saying, give me this mountain. 3,000 of you saying, give me this mountain. From now onwards, we are going to take over the mountains rightly. They are our mountains. We are positioning ourselves in the political field, in the finance field. Families, we will be the ones to be consulted. They won't hold any conference, any meeting without our presence there. You shall be the one to be consulted in the name of Jesus. I decree and declare that everything that positions itself as a mountain, you shall become a mountain to it.